Hello. Saturday night. It's time to talk about Janelle because a lot of things have been happening. Well, sort of, kind of. If you are in the dark, Janelle is apparently, allegedly, divorcing David Eason. Although in the state of North Carolina, in order for someone to get divorced, they actually have to live separately, legally separate for a year. And then after 1 year of legal separation, they can then get a divorce. And according to sources on the Ashley, she has started the process. And she said on Instagram in her post that she had filed the paperwork to start the process of the divorce. But it'll be a long time before they are legally divorced. Janelle Eason is apparently staying in an undisclosed area with the kids, concerned for her safety, apparently. Now, since the split, it's had kind of a ripple effect with the world of Teen Mom, with some people being kind of shocked, others happy, some concerned. And 3 of her former castmates have spoken out now in relation to her split with David. So the first was her friend, actually former friend Brianna De Jesus. She told E! Online that she told Radar Online that she had always enjoyed spending time with Janelle. And she said, I know how much she was going through with David back when we were friends, so I'm just glad she's doing what is best for her and her children. And then she added that as far as if she were, then she continued that if Evans was welcomed back to Teen Mom 2 by producers and filmed again, she said, as far as if she will be back on the show, I have no idea. But if she is, of course, we would welcome her back. So Brianna, being the nicest one of the bunch, says that she will welcome her back with open arms and hopes and is hopeful. Chelsea DeBear has not said anything that I could find. Former castmate Kale Lowry, she was on a podcast and she said that she was and still is surprised, but she's also proud of Janelle for the decision, if it is true, but she doesn't know at this point what's true and what's not true. But she does wish her the best for her kids. And in terms of Janelle returning to the show, she's worried that Evan's return would make it hard to tell everyone's stories with the limited amount of time that we each get. On her podcast on Coffee Convos this week, she also shared I don't even know, like a realistic fear that MTV may replace her, Janelle, with Kale, or Kale's spot. They might replace her with Janelle because she's spoken out about producers and not being happy with the most recent reunion. Now, there's no indication from MTV that they would remove Kale at this time, and there's been no talks that we have heard about from anyone at this point in time. So it might be just an irrational fear by her part. And they did say on the Coffee Convos podcast that they weren't sure what was true, what was not, but that they had heard that she had been seen walking out of the Viacom building, which is the same thing that I had reported to you guys last week. And then finally, Farrah, she was hanging out with TMZ today because what else would Farrah do but be on the paparazzi lookout? And she said that she was really happy to hear, if true, that Janelle was leaving David Eason. She said that people along with her and others have been encouraging her for a long time to leave David. And she's said that she hopes that this breakup is not because of TV, but it's because that she wants to have a better circumstance for her children, her family, and her safety. She hopes that this is not her using a breakup to get back on the show or to get money from the show. She said that she's concerned that that's what this could be about, as a way to crawl back to MTV to get back on the show. And she said that Janelle's first priority should be the safety of her children, their health, and their well-being. She says that there's so many women that end up with guys that are not good fits for them. And in terms of whether or not she would watch Janelle if she returned to the show, she was a little bit more frank. She said that she's seen a pattern of behavior over 10 years of Janelle being with men that are not good for her. And that as far as she and Sophia are concerned, they would have no interest watching Janelle return to the show to repeat the same mistakes that she's done in the past. She said it's 10 years of the same thing and they're over it. Ouch. It's true though. She has a pattern of picking terrible men. Nathan, Kiefer, Cortland, Gary, Andrew, now David. She has a history, and in every single one of these relationships, she has accused them of domestic violence. So, notably silent are Caitlyn, Macy, Amber obviously has other things to worry about. Cheyenne hasn't said anything. Mackenzie McKee hasn't said anything. So at this point, a lot of people are just staying silent. But there is some speculation now that MTV actually could be filming them, because yesterday an attorney in North Carolina was tweeting, and he said, there's a camera crew in my courtroom today. And he said, Teen Mom is here. Officer, it's not even Teen Mom, it's her baby daddy. And then he wrote, it seems like both. He must be a defendant if he's here, so I assume the camera crew is for the show. And he said, I got my clients dismissed though, so I'm not inclined to stay and find out. No pending charges showing under the name in our online system in terms of David. Someone told her to look up David Eason. And then she said that he ended up finding Nathan, and then he determined that yes, Nathan was in the same courtroom as him. And he says, you're the winner. Looks like he had a DUI hearing today. And so there it is. He was actually in court yesterday, courtroom 204. He was there for his DUI and revocation of his license. When I spoke to the attorney, I reached out to him on Twitter, and I spoke to him privately, and I asked him, did the camera crew seem to be with the media, or was it like an unmarked, like what was the camera crew? And he said it was absolutely not the news that he could tell. He said that the camera crew had no badges or identification that they were with the media, and that it appeared to be like a private production. So interesting, right? He was arrested on October, I think, 22nd for his 4th DUI, found passed out in his car, sleeping around 5 p.m. on an afternoon at a grocery store. And MTV is Johnny on the spot, apparently, and in North Carolina filming Nathan 12 days later, and less than a week after speaking with Janelle about her potential return to the show. So if this is true, if they're filming Nathan, you have to believe that Janelle would be filmed, because Nathan's part of Janelle's story. And I'm guessing the potential arrest and legal issues that Nathan is going through could be a storyline for the show, along with the Janelle's storyline of her divorce and now becoming a single mother after leaving her abusive husband, David. Well, oddly, David has been really, really quiet, you guys, like crazy quiet. I can't even figure out why he's so quiet. He is busy on the land, making really badly constructed knives. He was proud to show off this one today, which would fall apart, I'm pretty sure, based on the size of that hole. And in case you're wondering if this is like an actually good crafted knife, I went onto Etsy to get an idea of, what would a actual like quality knife look like. Well, it's absolutely not that. But he says that he's really grateful for everyone that, helped him to continue his passion. There it is long term. So there's the beauty. Looks like kind of constructed by a 3rd grader. And then, oops. He said, she's all finished. I'm really loving this one. My daddy said I should make a leather sheath and sell it for at least $350 online. I might just pull it out. Might just put out all of my stuff online again, since everyone keeps asking for it anyway. By the way, this is really hard work. Probably one of the hardest jobs I've ever had, but definitely one of the most satisfying. I love making knives because it's an art for me and I can make whatever I want. I feel like I can have a bright future in this business if I keep making stuff like this. To the people that encouraged me to do this, thank you so much. I appreciate the positivity more than you guys could ever imagine. He thinks that he's going to sell that for $350, which is interesting. I was kind of curious to find out, like, what would be a comparable, you know, knife that is selling on Etsy, you know, for around $330 or so, or the like. And I found this. Now this is apparently on Etsy as well, and it's a handmade knife. It's a folding knife. It's for gifts, for camping, and for hunting. Handmade for $335. David thinks that his knife on the other side over there with a big fat hole in it and poorly crafted could fetch $350. Keep crafting, buddy. So then he was, people were asking him questions like, are you guys milking your goats? And he's like answering questions like nothing's going on. Like, she only did it once, and yes, I did make it. And then like asking like if they really enjoy it. And she's like, we love the milk. And I really want to make some cheese. As though Janelle is still on the land. It's like, I don't know, is he in denial? I mean, he did post a really vulgar one of a woman with her mouth, like with spread eagle with a mouth in her crotch. But other than that, like, this is almost talking as though Janelle is still there, which is weird. But then, you guys, I found TikTok, you know, that groovy little app for kids where they can make little clips of videos. And I found Marissa's TikTok, and this is kind of heart-wrenching because I think she's saying what Daddy won't. So here is her TikTok. And they're all about breakups.
Just 7 days of bitter, and my girlfriend went cheated on me. She's a California dime, but it's time for me to quit her. La la la, whatever. La la la, it doesn't. It's been a really, really.
I remember when we broke up, the first time saying this is it, I've had enough. 'Cause like we hadn't seen each other in a month. When you said you needed space, what? Then you come around again and say, baby.
And she's got a number of these kinds of videos. She's been posting a lot of these on her TikTok account, which I'm not going to share for privacy purposes, and I made sure not to disclose the actual account information. But nearly all of them, she's alone. She's at the house that they all share on the land. There's no other kids around. Interestingly, that first one that she did, she mashed it up with a duet with herself from a month ago when she and Jace made the video, almost as though she's missing Jace and what's going on. And that made me thinking about like the kids in this situation that have been together for what, like 3-4 years at this point. And now Marissa is back to just being by herself. And what actually makes me most concerned out of all of this is that David used money that Janelle made from Teen Mom 2 to take custody of Marissa from her grandmother, who she had been living with for most of her life, along with in and out of her mother, Whitney, who has struggled with addiction. So the thing is, Marissa's now stuck with David. Think about that. He used Janelle's MTV money. Janelle's MTV money. And now Marissa's stuck there. Oh God. I just got word from someone about the photo that he put out with the mouth wide open. It says that picture of the woman he edited is an actual real picture of Janelle from one of her leaked NUDS's nudes. And then he put a different head on it and then the mouth on it. So he kind of, yikes. If that's true, that's gross. That's coming from a friend from Teen Mom. All right, so Maddie Beyer. Interesting and disgusting. But anyways, back to Marissa. Imagine now they've used all the money, all the resources, and now Marissa's with this really unstable guy by herself, no siblings. Ensley is with her mother. Kaiser, who was not her brother, but like her stepbrother, is now obviously with Janelle. Jace, another stepbrother, is with Janelle. So all of her siblings are gone. And she's alone in this house. And she has so many videos on her TikTok just looking sad, kind of droopy. And I kind of feel bad for her. I mean, now David has custody of her, no income, no way to make money. He literally thinks that he's going to make money selling these crappy knives that aren't very good. And I don't know, like, why he can't just get a real job. I still haven't figured that out. He's not actually a felon. I don't understand this, you guys. Anyways, so we are hopeful that we can find a way to make sure. Like, she insists this is real. You know, Janelle yesterday was clapping at me on Twitter saying I got things wrong. Then she deleted what I said. Or she deleted the tweets to me, and she said she just wants to be with her kids, and you know, she doesn't want to deal with the media at this time. But the camera crew stuff, that's the part that concerns me. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I actually agree with Farrah. And I know you guys are going to like poo on me and be like, don't get in the way of a woman trying to make money for her kids. I think the first priority, like Farrah said, should be the well-being, safety, and health of her kids, not going back on TV. And I also agree with Farrah. I'm actually not really interested in watching her be a single mom because we already watched that for like 5 seasons. And I'm not really interested in seeing her divorce David because David's a piece of crap and we wanted her to divorce him anyway. I don't think this storyline would bring many people back, to be honest. I think a lot of people are over the series at this point. But I don't know. I could be wrong. Tell me what your thoughts are. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll be back later with more. Bye, guys.